And it'll be interesting. Like you said, it does not need to be a 3. It feels good if it was a 3.
Gotta get it in. Here it is. Tough shot.
And that goes in.
Of course he made it.
Of course. I mean, that's... Hello again, everybody. Welcome to this week's MPTV Coaches Show. Ryan Lindley, Brian Dieters. We are on location here in the brand new East Gym. We figured we'd come down here and take a look at it. You know, it's finals week here at Morton High School. Took a break from grading and went and explored. It's my first time in this space.
You know, it's bringing back memories for me because 30,000 years ago we used to start our spring soccer season in this gym, but it's obviously changed quite a bit. Beautiful floor, and we're excited to bring you guys into this new space.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, you know, one of the things that this space is allowed for is obviously more basketball practice, right? I mean, opportunity to maybe play some JV games in here, freshman games, but also to have, I mean, if you look around and maybe we'll shoot a little bit of the gym and then we'll put it up on the screen. But there's more space, there's alternate side hoops and just a lot of stuff that you can do.
And the bleachers.
Yeah,
make a big difference for being able to have JV games.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just feel like it's a great space for practice, JV games, freshman games, all that stuff, which probably leads us into let's talk about basketball.
Let's do it.
And so let's start on the boys' side. Boys are now 2-1 in the Mid-Illini. They got a win against Pekin. As we're filming this, it was last night. As you're watching, it'll be a couple of days ago. But, I mean, honestly, we're going to talk about a game they lost just because sometimes you have these epic games that'll hang in the memory of a gymnasium for years. And I think the 3 overtime game against Metamora makes that list.
I think it's fair to say that does make the list. And we've developed quite a rivalry over the last few years in basketball with Metamora. And so that's clearly continuing with our former colleague at the helm there, Coach Demman does a great job, but obviously Coach Zeller does a great job here. So it's just great to see the intensity, the rivalry, and just good, solid high school competition at play. Unfortunately, we were on the wrong end of that triple overtime loss, but season keeps going.
Season keeps going. One more conference game. That's against Limestone this coming Friday. You can catch that on MPTV and the FHS network. And then the always exciting Pekin Holiday Tournament. And Potters are right in the middle of the Pekin Holiday Tournament seating-wise. They play Lake Park in the first round. But, I mean, the fun thing about that is there's always going to be solid competition.
Always solid competition, and always it seems like all those teams love it because when they come out of that where they're just focused on basketball for several days, they always feel like they're in a better place. Win, lose, whatever it is, your team is in a better situation heading into January. I'm sure that Coach Zeller feels that way.
Absolutely. Let's shift gears a little bit. We'll talk girls basketball. They have played 2 games this week. It's been a busy week already, and they've still got more to go. But they beat Dixon on Monday night. They beat Pekin last night, and they are tied for first place with Washington in the Mid-Illini right now. And we've said it. Coach King has taken over and seems to not have missed a beat.
Not missed a beat. Still undefeated. This is what we expect from our girls basketball program, and that's what we're getting.
Absolutely. I had a chance after the Dixon game. Had a chance post game to talk with Coach King and Penelope Drake. So let's go ahead and watch that interview. Let me ask you a question that, I mean, and we talk about, feeling like you belong. Obviously different sports, but I had a chance to coach 2 of your siblings. And so just talk to me about that. Like, I mean, Connor and Lucas both played varsity sports here. Have they given you any advice? Do you get advice at home from the brothers about, playing at the varsity level?
Oh, for sure. My brother has his own podcast that, I mean, he's very into sports, but even like when they were like playing for the high school and stuff, we play one-on-one and they taught me a lot.
Awesome.
Coach King, talk about what is a younger group? You have a large junior class, but just 1 senior. You've got Penelope starting as a sophomore. Just what do you see in how they are partnering together just in the chemistry and even what Penelope alluded to already?
As you mentioned, Penelope has some varsity experience from last year, and we've got a lot of girls who have some varsity experience, but they're playing different roles. So we're just really working together as many times as we can within practice just to really build that chemistry and that fluidity both offensively and defensively. So again, while they're not totally unaccustomed to the bright lights, that they're playing a different role, and it'll take some time, and we'll continue to build, getting girls like P the confidence to say, hey, I don't always have to defer. I can look to attack, and it's not a selfish act by any stretch. It's just doing what's best for the team. And she was a difference maker tonight. I'm sure you all have already talked about it, but when she's aggressive, looking to attack the paint, I mean, there's not going to be many teams that are going to be able to stop us offensively. So she did an excellent job.
That's awesome, Coach. I asked Penelope about her family. I'm going to ask you not about your family. It was fun seeing your daughter run around at halftime, but
Yeah.
I'll ask you about your assistant coaches, because obviously as a coach, I like to watch the dynamic on the bench.
Yeah.
And there was one moment where you had as we all do, coaching frustration, and then Alex stepped out there and had everybody just calm down.
Yeah.
So just talk about the staff and kind of the dynamic and the roles that your staff plays.
Yeah, no, Alex specifically. I mean, we've only known each other for 4 months or so, and he's such a calming presence. He's a basketball lifer. He's played at an incredibly high level, both high school and collegiately. He knows the game inside and out, but he's just got a very calm demeanor. And again, yeah, there are a couple of times where we were a little loosey-goosey with the basketball, and I was, maybe being a little too negative. And he's really good at just giving a different perspective. So I know he does a great job making sure that he's taking time to build relationships with the girls and talking to them and kind of those slow moments in practice or those downtimes. So he's an incredible asset to our program, as is Claire Schmidt, as is Jimmy Rassi, and JC Johnson's not here today, but she is unbelievable for us as well.
Say that staff is so good, and it's just so important to have those, especially those calming influence people.
Yeah.
And when some of us can get worked up, I'm going to let Jonathan ask another question. I'm going to hand him my headset here.
All right. Dixon drives down. So Monday night, not scheduled. That just a desire, both clubs, like, get in good games. Like, just talk about that dynamic as a coach, like, because this was supposed to be a part of Saturday's shootout. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. So as soon as Abington Avon canceled, their coach sent an email about 2:45 on Friday saying, hey, can we play y'all? So figuring out the logistics, so a big shout out to Mr. Jones making it happen for us. But they were willing to come down here, and we made every attempt to make it happen as well, because we knew how good of a team they were, and we want the opportunity to compete against the best. And they're a really good team. So it was an honor to play a team like that and compete at a pretty high level. I thought that was a pretty high level basketball game.
And it's everything you just said, right? Like they're feeling good. You know, you can see. I like Penelope. When I asked her about, does she get advice from her older brothers? She was like, "Of course."
That's how it works.
But I mean, I think that's one of the fun things about this community and the families we get. We get a lot of people who are young athletes that are encouraged because when they watch their siblings play, it's like, I want to do that.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's a big part of it, and we're just excited as fans to see how this continues to grow under Coach King.
Absolutely. Let's talk about another program that is doing well. It's our bowling programs, both of them, boys and girls. Coach Burdett and Coach Tucker both having a lot of success. The boys are actually, as we speak, getting ready to go and bowl against the Cornerstone Christian Academy in Bloomington. They've been highly successful so far. And then on the girls' side, they just got a win over Abington. And both bowling teams, I mean, they both had an opportunity to go to state, in the last few years. You feel like there's a good chance for it to happen again.
Seems like it. It's obviously great to see these programs, both boys and girls, building. And I'll just overuse this pun as they roll their way into the new year. Good things await. So
absolutely. Another program having a lot of success, wrestlers. The last dual meet, they crushed Peoria High 76-3, I believe was the final. I'm not, I'll admit I am not an expert in wrestling scoring. Probably need Coach Henderson or Coach Gashaw or somebody like that to explain it fully to me. But I know
get my dad on the phone.
There you go. There we go. But I do know 76-3 is a lot to a little, and that's usually a good thing.
I think you're right.
And then they beat Galesburg as well. I think that one was 46-25.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously wrestling, good solid week. And again, they're busy as well.
Right. And again, so you have this break coming up and you can just focus on obviously spending time with your family and friends and relaxing and stuff. But as far as the school situation, you're really locked in on your extracurricular, and wrestling's going to have a chance to do that like the other sports.
Absolutely. And then just last one before we say goodbye for this week, swimmers, right? Our boys swimming and diving team, obviously co-op like the girls with EP and Washington. They got a pretty big one coming up with the Richwoods invite coming up.
Sounds great. Obviously you're going to get all those Peoria schools, the Dunlap schools involved, and it'll be a good measuring stick to see where the guys are at in the pool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, real quick before we leave, it is our last show of 2025. We'll be back after the new year, of course, and we'll update you on those holiday tournaments, the wrestling meets, the swimming, bowling, all that stuff. Big thank you, though, as it's Christmas time, you got to make your list, right? So, big thank you to everybody who helps us out with the show, Dawn Rodemaker and everybody at MPTV, our support at the district office, from our superintendent, Joe Sander, Troy Teeter, Kate Wyman, Valerie Smith, everybody there. We appreciate all of their support and everything they do to help us bring this show to you. So big thank you to all them, and big thank you to you, Brian, as always.
Back at you, big friend. It's been a lot of fun, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So, folks, we'll see you in January. Have a great and very happy and healthy holiday season. Merry Christmas, and goodbye, everybody.
Take care.